Good day everyone! In this video I'm going to transform this dress to get a second chance in my closet. The sleeves are too short and the waist is too high. I would like it to sit at my natural waist, which is a few inches lower. To start, I'm cutting off the seam that attaches the bodice and the skirt. I knew I wanted to keep the cuffs, so I resized them to fit my wrist, following its original construction style. Next, I cut off the bulk of the sleeve, leaving about 3 inches with the bodice. I pleated the top of the new sleeve using the fork method, spinning it like spaghetti. It took a while to get into the flow of it. I think I've only done this once before, many years ago. It's a lot quicker than trying to measure out pleats though. I started in the middle again, this time doing the other half in the opposite direction. This way the pleats will evenly fall from their place on the sleeve. Before I add it to the bodice, I closed the side seams. I sewed wrong sides together and trimmed off the excess fabric. Now I have less fabric to enclose in my French seam. French seams are great for fabrics like this. I pinned the pleats to the short sleeve, making sure the middle lined up with the top of the sleeve. The sheer fabric will attach at this point on the top. I carefully serged around it and it looks better already. The sleeve was very long, so I sewed 2 parallel long stitch lines to gather the length of the underside. I secured it with many knots. I used the same gathering method on the bottom end of the sleeve, with a long stitch around the circumference and parallel lines coming up from the sleeve about 10 inches. There is 8 sets of these around each sleeve. I bundled it up as much as possible, tying all the loose threads. After that, I gathered the circumference until it was small enough to fit inside the cuff. I super carefully serged them together and sewed the seam to the cuff. Now I have a big poof! I cut away the old sleeve's hem, and now I have more fabric. The fabric has a very obvious rib texture, and I made sure the lines would follow the same direction. Luckily, it had enough width to cover the bodice panel. I marked 5 inches across and cut out my first strip. Then used it to cut 3 more. I matched 2 strips right sides together and serged one end. I cut away the bulk at the bottom of the buttons since it would just interfere. I sewed the serging flat to the fabric and used it as the middle to match with the center front of the bodice. Next, I pinned the back strips to the front ones in a place that will line up with the bodice side seam. The back line in the center back. I serged them and followed the same top stitch as the first one. I pinned them together at the sides and center points, before adding additional pins. Once again serging. The addition was too loose under my chest, so I added 2 1-inch darts. One in the center of each half. I ironed the darts to the sides. I finished the bodice with a rolled hem. I really like the full length of the skirt. I ironed the bottom hem, which really needed it. I measured 4 inches down from the top to create a 2-inch waistband with elastic. First, I serged around for a clean edge, then folded over to match my markings and pinned in place. I sewed along the middle of the serging to create the tube. I left the front open. I wrapped the elastic around my waist to determine the length. Using a safety pin, I threaded the elastic through the waistband before closing the ends together. I closed up the front with hand stitching for a discreet look. On the outside, I used a slip stitch. I drafted a rough pocket pattern from a dress I have. cut 4 pieces from a dark blue fabric. The pocket placement is 6 inches from the top of the waistband and 6 inches in height. I seam ripped the side to attach the pocket with the right sides together along the short edge. Then I sewed them together. I pinned the 2 pocket pieces together. You can see when I'm serging that the pieces don't match. I had sewed it backwards and didn't notice till after. For this, I decided to serge off the extra instead of redoing my nice stitches. The dark blue fabric wanted to unravel, so I encased it neatly. I straight stitched to reinforce the pocket strength. Using stitch in the ditch, I sewed along the seam to help the pocket stay neatly inside the skirt. I also did this on the waistband side seams to prevent the elastic from rolling. The top and bottom of the pocket opening were a little messy. I used the ladder stitch to tighten and match the ends to make it look cleaner. I used embroidery thread and small beads to step up the outfit. I stitched brown branches coming out from the semi-sheer sleeve. I used beads to create a variety of flowers. I made a line of alternating beads to circle the cuffs.
Watercolor daydream lens. People say I'm in my head. It's like it's always summertime going on inside my mind, but happiness is not a crime. I'm in wonderland, it's like a dream. Try to understand that I'm free. In my fantasy, so don't try to save me.
I really enjoyed transforming this dress and practicing beadwork. Until next time!
And they can't take away what's mine.